What's up, guys? BJ the Brave here, back with a new reinforcement drop for you. New cards are upon us for the Chaos faction. Their turn this time to get some life injected, and I'm quite excited about this one. There's some pretty powerful cards. I'm going to be sharing 4 new cards with you today. Well, 3, but one of them is a talent. Then we're going to have Long Tim is going to be revealing 4 later this evening, and I believe tomorrow the Ecclesiarch is going to reveal the final lot. So yeah, not long to see the whole of the reinforcement drop. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to bring this to you. Thanks obviously to Everguild for giving me the opportunity to reveal these cards and share them with you. So let's dive straight in, shall we? So first of all, we have a seemingly new ability. This is Garion's Disciple, and a new 2-drop in the game. So we can see here that we have an ability called Backlash. Now, I don't actually know what that does specifically, but my guess is that it's when the Disciple is either killed or attacked, probably when he's killed. Comes with a 3 health, which is always good to see on a 2-drop. Means that obviously the enemy Warlord can't just trade. We all know from Tower drones just how annoying that can be. And it says give vulnerable 1 to all enemy troops. So not the Warlord, but all enemy troops. So yeah, kind of a bit of a dilemma for your opponent, right? Because obviously this guy's not that threatening with his 1/1. And do you kill it? Like, do you kill it, and when do you kill it? And it's going to kind of raise some interesting challenges for your opponent. But the +1 vulnerable to everybody is quite nice. So there we go, Garion's Disciple. Next up, we got a stratagem. This is Malicious Volleys. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If it's a true, then stun it. Now, the cool thing there is that I think it makes me think about the Banshee Mask, right, from the Eldari a little bit. That one is 3 damage and stun, and it can also stun the Warlord. I'm not sure if this is as good as that, but I do think this is a good card, right? Obviously, dealing 2 damage is good anyway. We think about across the factions, like having a stratagem to just finish off units and things like that, particularly like flyers and things, can be powerful. But being able to stun as well adds another element. So yeah, this is quite a nice nice stall tactic, something that Chaos doesn't really have too much of. So it plays nicely into a more sort of control style of Chaos, which is always good to see. Okay, so on to the Warlord himself. So we have a new Warlord, boys, and his name is Garion the Pious. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Garion or Galarian? Garion. I think it's Garion. Garion the Pious. I'm not too familiar personally with Garion from the lore, but there we go. We've seen this cover art over the last week or so from EG themselves. Pretty nice looking card. And I've got to say, boys and girls, one of the cool things about this release is that we now, I think, finally have a Warlord that isn't called Abaddon, that is actually genuinely playable for Chaos, and I think that really opens up the faction. Now let's take a look at the litany of display. Obviously the 2/2 and the 35 is pretty standard, we're all used to it, nothing to write home about there. But the ability says it's an ephemeral, obviously, costs 2 energy, give vulnerable 1 to an enemy this turn. If that target dies this turn, draw a card. I have to say, guys, I absolutely love this ability. I think it's really great for several reasons. So the first thing is, you might notice that it sort of reminds me, it can sort of remind you a little bit of a kind of hybrid between other Warlord abilities, right? So giving vulnerable 1, we can sort of think of that a bit like the Neurothrope or Shadow Sun, being able to sort of ping something essentially. But also, if the target dies, draw a card, is very much the same as Point Blank Shot, right, from Ultramarines, the stratagem, the 2 energy stratagem that says a similar thing, like if you kill the unit, draw a card. And so we also think about enemy Warlords like, say enemy from a Chaos point of view, like Kalgar, for example, who spends 2 energy to draw a card, or Gruk spends 2 energy, draws a card. So I love this ability because it's kind of like combining the 2 elements, the card draw to keep card advantage and the ability to control the board a little bit. So I really think that this guy is a really exciting looking kind of control Chaos Warlord. And from the 4 cards that I've revealed here so far, it certainly looks like that is the direction, or one of the directions of this reinforcement drop. Obviously having stun, having vulnerable, and being able to draw into those tools that you need. So yeah, exciting stuff, guys. There you have it. Let me know in the comments what you think to this card, to Garion the Pious, and we're going to see how the other 8 cards also fit into this theme. As I say, we've got the Ecclesiarch and Long Tim that are going to be releasing the rest of the reinforcements literally within the next 24 hours. So make sure you follow their channels, make sure you go over there and check that out. And let me know in the comments what you think to these. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. I'm looking forward to playing some Chaos this month. Hope you are too. And I'll see you on the battlefield.